Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen we're making a silky spring green soup with Parmesan Kale Crisps. So let's get started. First off, set your oven to 350 so it's nice and hot, and now I want 1/4 cup of finely chopped kale. I'm gonna make the Parmesan Kale Crisps first so they're ready once the soup's done. This recipe just so happens to be from the spring chapter of my book, so if you have a copy, grab it and open up to page 196 so you can cook along with me. These crisps are gonna be so crunchy and full of flavor, you're gonna love them. You only need 1/4 cup, so let's measure it out. That's great. Now for the Parmesan. You can use pre-grated Parmesan for this, but if you have a wedge like I did, my little hack for you is just to pop it into your food processor in some chunks and whiz it up. It'll be the perfect little crumbly consistency. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect little Parmesan crumbles. Carefully remove that blade. I want 1/2 cup of Parmesan, so let's measure it out. Any leftovers can be just popped into the freezer or fridge, and you can crumble it over a salad or do whatever you want with it. That goes into the bowl along with the kale. You also want 1/4 teaspoon of olive oil, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of red pepper flakes. I want mine extra spicy. Thanks. Mix that up. This is so simple, and it makes like the most addictingly delicious little wafer crisps. Grab a rimmed baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Now I want to spoon tablespoon-sized pieces of this mixture out with a 2-inch spacing. Just mound them up. Reviewing my recipe, I should have mixed all those ingredients except the Parmesan and then fold that in, but it'll be fine. Now use the back of your spoon to lightly press these into discs. This bakes for 10 to 12 minutes until they're nice and crisp, and in the meantime, we'll make the soup. Into a medium pot, I'm adding about a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'll get that nice and hot over medium heat. While that heats up, dice 1 large white onion. Don't worry about it being perfect, everything's gonna go into the blender. So this soup is a celebration of spring's bounty. It's a way of like taking all these greens in like a really easy, delicious way. A lot of us have been enjoying like these really decadent, rich or hearty soups over the winter and fall, and now like in the spring, I feel like a lighter palate and just taking advantage of all the produce that's coming up in the garden. Once the oil's nice and hot, transfer the onion right into the pot, along with a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. All right, I'm gonna cook, stirring occasionally for about 5 minutes or until they're nice and translucent. Pot sure got hot. The onions are nice and soft. Now it's time for 4 cups of chicken stock. There you go. You could use broth too if you wanted. I'm gonna cover this up and let it come to a boil. The recipe calls for 2 cups of firmly packed spinach or 60 grams. I just wanna show you because it's so ridiculous, these greens. So this is 60 grams. As you can see, that's more than 4 cups, not firmly packed. So like, it does firmly packed 2 cups, but imagine like 2 big handfuls of spinach as being 2 cups. And honestly, you could add a little bit more. It's not gonna make a difference. You'll just get more vitamins. As you can see, the soup's come to a boil. I'm gonna add 1 cup of frozen peas in. You could use fresh peas, but fresh peas are like 90% of the time, they're one of the biggest disappointments because a frozen pea, it's like they pick them, they freeze them, you eat them. A fresh pea has to travel, and as it travels, it usually loses that wonderful, like, nice pea consistency. They become kind of mushy. I don't know. If you can get fresh peas, that's great. Anyways, cover that up for 3 minutes, let the peas cook, and then we're gonna add our greens in. So in the meantime, just finish gathering up your greens. I have 2 cups of spinach, and I'm guesstimating that's 2 cups of arugula or rocket, depending on where you live. One of my favorite greens ever, so peppery. I also want 1/2 cup of fresh parsley leaves, so just kind of guesstimate that out or measure precisely and leave the stalks for something else. My peas have had 3 minutes in their bath. Now it's time to add in all of those greens. And as usual, you trickster, it looks like so much. It's all gonna wilt away to almost nothing. So just stir that in. And we're gonna cook this for about 3 minutes or until the greens are just wilted. So excited for this soup. I love all these like fresh, green, wonderful flavors coming together. And the soup is like so light, but really satisfying with that decadent Parmesan crunch. That looks gorgeous and wilted. I'm taking it off heat, and now I'm gonna grab my blender and get to work. I'm gonna work as carefully as I can to not spill anything. And basically, we're gonna blend this up and then add some more delicious things. This is just our base, so don't worry if you're like, is this the soup? It's not the soup. No spills. So proud of myself for that. Place that on. And one thing you have to do after you fix the top on is remove the vent. This is what is gonna prevent steam from building up as you agitate all this and making the top pop off and making it fly all over your kitchen and rue the day you ever watched this video. Okay, we wanna blend this until it is nice and smooth. Okay, now it's time for the fun stuff. I'm gonna add 2 avocados, skin and pit removed. Oh my God, a perfect avocado. You have no idea how many bad avocados I've gotten lately. It's so sad. It's even peeling nicely, what? I'm not gonna get overexcited. Okay, here we go. Plop those pieces in. Will we be 2 for 2? Ah, that's nice. The avocados are gonna give us so much natural creaminess. 1 cup of a whole milk Greek yogurt. This blender's getting pretty full. I was like, I don't need the Vitamix. But maybe I did. Now, for a little bit of zing, I want the zest and juice of 1 lemon. I feel like I need a stepping stool. I've actually gotten some comments about zesting. The easiest way to do it is to hold whatever fruit you're using still and then just run your rasp over, changing the angle. So you're angling the fruit as you like run the rasp over. Super easy. In you go. Also adding the juice of that lemon too. We really want to give this a lift. The acid helps you appreciate all those flavors from the greens. Finally, 2 teaspoons of champagne vinegar. You could also use white wine or your favorite light vinegar. And now once more, with hope in our hearts, we're gonna blend this up so nothing bad happens. I'm just hovering the stopper over the top. You could have like a paper towel if you want to catch any potential spills. So you really want to work in all the avocado, all of that lemon zest, and let it really infuse flavor. If you're following along in my cookbook, you might notice there's a missing ½ teaspoon of salt. This is a time where you're gonna taste things. Think, do I need the salt? Do I want it? I want a little bit. So I'm gonna add in a soupçon. Now we're ready to serve with several garnishes. Garnish your soup with some yogurt or creme fraiche, as well as some chopped chives and mint over, and do not forget those Parmesan Kale Crisps. You could serve this warm or cold, they're both delicious. That's just pure flavor. This is like a green slap across the face, and it's delicious. I love how the soup is really creamy without the cream, and it's just like, it's satisfying, but it's light enough that you can just kind of enjoy your day and not feel weighed down. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe from the book, and if you like this video, check out my book playlist.